Hey, Shalom. Once again, just coming back at you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yashai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. All praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Shem Yashai. And also double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, that rule well and that do teach well, and that has taught us this eternal truth. The water to Yahweh Shem Yashai for putting the spirit on them to do so. Kwam Yasha Allah, Rise Israel, and a Bible Ball. This place is on his way out, and I was just watching this video here on Odyssey, and it's from Richie from Boston. It's his channel, and I believe Elder Apostle Tahar, he did videos on Richie from Boston. He went into his contents and he filtered it through the scriptures, and he brought out some edifying lessons. So you know what, the Spirit just hopped on me. Just go on Odyssey and see if this guy's on there. And I came across a video, and it's called MOTB, Here's All the Info You Will Need. And the video just goes into this guy's followers sending him videos on their perspective of the MOTB. And I noticed that a lot of his followers, they have the same opinion about what the MOTB is. And it's a little bit different than what we bring out through the scriptures. It's not entirely the truth on what they're bringing out, because they think that the Crown Vic is the actual MOTB itself. We here at Great Millstone, we don't subscribe to that, but we do believe that is a precursor to the MOTB. I believe that's something that's going to lead up to the full sanctioning of the MOTB, but I don't think it's the MOTB, right? We don't believe that here, and we can bring out various scriptures, which pretty much Revelation 13 to prove that point. But they make a lot of good points though, in regards to how if you don't have the 1.9 or the Crown Vic, you're not allowed to buy and sell or to go to certain places. They make some good points, but really what we're really looking for is to see when this is fully mandated and ingrained into every aspect or every facet of society. And that's what this Crown 1.9 is doing, this whole jab. It's preparing society for that. It's preparing you people to do that. And that's why you've been seeing a lot of these different nations, these different countries, and these different centralized banks. They're creating some form of a digital wallet with all your information on it, all your banking information, all your personal information. Now that is the MOTB. That is the MOTB, man. And that's going to come through the form of a chip or some type of incision, which is going to be in your body, right? So, yeah, man, if you have the time, just check this out. It's nothing new in regards to what we're saying. It's nothing new. It's not really like flattering, for lack of better words. We've heard this before. So, let me get Isaiah chapter 25 and 7. So it says here, Isaiah chapter 25 and 7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. That's right. And a lot of people, including our people and the other nations, they have been hoodwinked and blindfolded so they cannot see their own way and really know the truth. And it's causing our people to wander endlessly on this earth. A lot of our people have lost their way, and they're foolish because they're caught up in Babylon. But now the Lord, he's removing that veil, and he's taking away the lies, and he's allowing them to see the truth, and he's really allowing them to see who this devil is, man. So a lot of people, they're going to come out of this darkness. They're going to come out of this darkness, especially our people. And it really starts with this word, which is this truth, the eternal truth that the men of the Lord throughout the decades over here in Babylon the Great have been pushing out. consistently. And I noticed in the video, all his followers' testimonies, they all say the same thing. They're all talking about the MOTB. They're all using words like the charagma. They're talking about a chip of some sort. They're talking about Xi Stigma. They're going into the words like how we do it at Great Millstone, and they're really breaking it down. So you know what, man? It tells me that a lot of these people, they're watching the men of the Lord. So what we're doing out here, it's very powerful. You know, to some it may seem insignificant, but it's very powerful. The message is getting out there. And we are, through the Spirit, we believe we are the Lord's mouthpiece. And we're bringing out this information. So it's very important. The Lord is removing that veil. He's taking away the lies, because these people, man, throughout the years, or throughout Babylon's entire existence, America, Babylon, aka Babylon, a lot of these people, they have inherited lies, man. A lot of lies. And now they're beginning to see that this kingdom is going down, and that the Lord is very angry. Whether it be Jake or whether it be these other nations, they're realizing that. So it's very important. All right, so let me get another precept here. Yeah, let me get this, because this is all done through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because it's time. Pursuing to 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. And it says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." So we know what that word world means. When we look it up, it's actually going into a word called eon, which is an age or a period of time. And this devil, he has a short time to rule right now, because we are at the end of his kingdom, and it's coming to an end. And he's going to do everything in his power that the Lord gives him to actually upset the prophecies and to continue on ruling. Because if you go into Psalms chapter 49 and 11, it says, "Their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue on forever and ever and ever and ever." Right? So this devil, he wants that. He doesn't want the Lord to come back. He doesn't want the Israelites to come into power. He doesn't want the people to know the truth. He wants you to sit in total, complete darkness. All right, so let's get another precept here. Let's get 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 15. And what does it say? What does it say? "But even unto this day, when Moses is read, the veil is upon their heart. Nevertheless, when it shall turn to the Lord, the veil shall be taken away. Now the Lord is that Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. But we all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord." So I just wanted to bring this out, because the Lord, at the end of the day, he's going to remove the veil off of our people's hearts. He's the one that's ultimately removing the covering cast and taking the people out of complete darkness. It's really of his Spirit. And it says here, "Now the Lord," in verse 17, "Now the Lord is that Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty." And that's what we're going to inherit. That's what the Lord is setting us up to inherit. True liberty. And liberty is found within the confines of the laws. Now, in order for you to follow and keep the laws, you got to have faith. Right? So that's what the Lord is giving us. He's giving us the laws, and he's giving us that faith. And that's going to give us our liberty. And that's why you have precepts like Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. "The saints of the Most High will take the kingdom." We will take the kingdom. And it's going to be done through the laws, and it's going to be done through faith. And that's going to give us ultimate liberty, man. Liberty. And liberty, it comes with many great things. It comes with blessings. It comes with spiritual powers. It comes with beauty. It comes with perfection. That's what we're ultimately going to get. And it starts now. It starts now. It starts now with these videos being pushed up. It starts now with you being on the highways and hedges. It starts now. It starts now. And then it's later going to turn into Hebrews, the 8th chapter. The Lord is going to write the laws in our inward parts, and we're going to be changed, and that's when we're going to experience true liberty, true freedom. And this society, they teach you a false sense of liberty. Because when you go into the word, I just clicked out of here. Let's go into the word liberty, right? Eleutheria. So it says liberty to do or to omit things having no relationship to salvation, fancy liberty, license, the liberty to do as one pleases. True liberty is living as we should, not as we please. All right. And that's why I said this society gives you a false sense of liberty. Their liberty in this place is do as thou art will and be a slave and take the MOTB. That's how you're going to get liberty. If you don't take the MOTB, or if you don't take the 1-9, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't send your kids to school. That's their false sense of liberty. But it says here, true liberty is living as we should, not as we please. That's right. So you're supposed to live through the scriptures. You're really not supposed to do as thou art will. You're supposed to have law, statutes, and commandments. You're supposed to live within the confines of the law through faith. That's how you're supposed to live. Okay, that's true liberty, and that's what the Lord is coming to give us. And it starts with the Lord removing that covering cast and that veil off the people's hearts, removing us out of darkness. Okay, so now I'm going to close up with Revelation 13 here. This is Revelation chapter 13, because a lot was said in Richie from Boston's video with the testimonies that his followers were giving. And I don't totally agree with what they were saying, because it doesn't totally add up to what the scriptures say when you go into the context of it. So this is Revelation chapter 13. This is where I'm going to start. I'm going to start at I'll start at verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And it is basically going into the threats that America, which is Babylon, the epicenter or the home of the beast, this is the threats and the wicked things they have done to the other nations to get them to buy into the beast system. And some examples of that are the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, their lies, their propaganda, the invasions of these different nations through these different government organizations like the CIA, right? These different organizations that destroy these other nations and take them down. But I also want to say that this is not talking about Caesar Borgia, and it's really talking about the Romanized system, and that's what Babylon America is trying to push throughout the world. They're trying to bring forth that Romanized system. They're trying to get you to buy into this American way, which this American way is really destruction, and that comes in the form of the MOTB. And you're seeing a lot of these other nations, they're adopting that, like China, Russia, and you're starting to see now that they're taking away Bitcoin. Because what are they going into? They're going into the next phase of the MOTB. All right, the MOTB, the mark. You notice that Russia right now, what are they doing? They say that you can still trade, you could still buy Bitcoin, but you can't use it in their country. It's going to become obsolete. And the same goes for China. And their excuse is that, the people are going to use Bitcoin to finance terrorism and do other illegal activities. So that's why they're cutting it off. But we know that it's really going into the MOTB system, that universal system of everybody being connected and having their information stored in a chip. And that's what it's going into. And it starts here in America. So verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast. Yeah, and this is why, I've stated this in my previous videos. This is why America is bombing these Arab nations. This is why he is creating all these mandates, these lockdowns, giving you all these damn restrictions. Right? This is what he's doing. But in the context of this verse, it's really going into America bombing the other Arab nations that don't really want to convert to Christianities and the Romanized system. And it also trickles on down to you people here that don't want to buy into the system. Hey, if you don't take the 1-9, guess what? You can't go to the grocery store. You can't do this. You can't do that. And that's preparing you and grooming you for what's to come into the future with the MOTB. That's all. All right, so it says, verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And so once you take this, you're pretty much bond, which means you're a part of the system. Just like how we're bonded now. That's why we have a social insurance number. Hey, your social insurance number is going to be on this actual chip or the mark. And that's why it says bond, man, because you are going to be a part of the system, and this whole MOTB is going to bond you to it. So that's why we don't agree with this whole, what Richie from Boston is saying and his followers. It doesn't add up to what they're saying on how the 1-9 is the actual jab, because right now it doesn't really bond you to anything. Like, even if you don't have it, you can still get around and do things. But there's going to be a time where this MOTB is going to be fully mandated, and it's going to be ingrained in every facet of society on how we live, on how we interact. And right now, the 1-9, the Maxine, whatever you want to call it, it's not doing that. All right, so verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him have understanding. Count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Yeah, and that really represents that stigma, right? 666, the beast, right? It represents the stigma. And that really just proves that you are owned, because that's what a stigma is for. When you have a stigma on you, that means you have a reputation, and it could lead to a bad reputation or a good reputation. That's something that sticks to you. That's why it's called Xi Stigma. When you go into the Greek here, let me see if I can find it here. 306 score. Here it is. Xi Stigma. And if you know what the word stigma is when you get it, okay, stigma, mark made on skin by burning with a hot iron. Mark or pointed instrument, puncture, to stick, pointed, meaning mark of disgrace, resembling the wounds on the body of Yahushua appearing supernaturally on the bodies of the devout. Stigmata. Okay, so a symbol of disgrace or infamy. And when you take that, that's what you're going to get. It's a symbol of disgrace. It's a symbol of infamy. So you're pretty much going to curse yourself when you take this. When you take it. Just a bad stigma when you have it. And it really just means that you're a follower of the Antichrist, which really just means you're anti-Yahushai. You're pretty much marking yourself for destruction. You're not marking yourself for salvation. So anyways, I hope this was satisfying through the Spirit. I know I kind of sound choppy. I'm just going through the Spirit. Just saying whatever comes to mind. So with that, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yashai, B'Hashem Rakah HaKodash, that belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Kwame Ashallah, Abba Ball, and Shalom.